Squid Game doesn't need any introduction itself. Ever since the trailer and teasers have revealed former BigBang member T.O.P, aka Choi, Seung, Hyun, as a new addition to the second season. His past controversies have been again brought up, and netizens can't stop criticizing this casting choice. And finally, the director himself addressed it. You might have seen the director these days on your feed. He talked about how he lost 8 to 9 teeth because of the stress of filming the show and didn't actually make much money from the show. He talked about T.O.P past incidents and said, "The incident happened a long time ago and the sentence was completed. Many artists have returned after similar incidents, so I thought it might be an appropriate time for him to return to work." Well, in this video, I'll talk about top past controversies and also the discussion of separating art from artists, because this isn't the first time this issue is blow up. I remember like a year ago when season 2 was revealed, netizen criticized his casting and started talking about maybe he got the role because of the connections. This allegation is also addressed by the director saying he misjudged the level of public interest and scrutiny against T.O.P. Basically, he thought the netizen might have moved on from his controversial past. To fully understand what's been happening with T.O.P, I start with a brief introduction of him for those who don't know the second generation idol. Choi Hyun is a 37 years old second generation idol from one of the biggest boy groups at the time, BigBang. He was a lead rapper and actually a very talented artist. If you've seen my video G-Dragon, I mentioned he and T.O.P were actually neighbors in middle school and they shared the same interests in the music, so when G-Dragon found out YG Entertainment wants to debut a boy band, he called his friend T.O.P to audition. He was an underground rapper at that time. Eventually passed the auditions and went through whole YG Entertainment evaluations journey on TV and debuted with BigBang in 2006. BigBang as a group had built a great legacy for themselves in K-pop history, but each group member except Taeyeon has been a part of some of the most controversial scandals and crimes committed by K-pop idols in the past. And some of these crimes are fucking serious, like Seungri burning Sun crime. I don't want to call it a scandal. Then Daesun car accident where he was being called a murderer. Fact check, he is not. He's actually free from all the charges after a very public investigation. But at that time, he had to face public scrutiny and went on a long hiatus. Then we have OG of the group, G-Dragon, a list of controversies. From marijuana case to military enlistment, everything is mentioned in this video. And now we have T.O.P, the subject of this video. He was punished for illegal substances use in 2017. This news emerged during his military service in May 2017 and suddenly started circulating that he smoked substances 7 months ago in October 2016. First, he denied the claim saying it was e-cigarette that he smoked, but later he admitted it. This was a YG Entertainment statement saying, "He has complied with the investigation and has admitted to most of his crimes and is deeply regretting his actions. We are sorry to worry so many people." But then another bombshell dropped that, actually a very controversial tranny. Pan Se-hee, not the actor Han So-hee, was originally charged with smoking substances, and that is when investigators discovered that T.O.P smoked with her on at least 4 different occasions. 4 days later, he released an apology statement for his fans and everyone involved, saying he's very ashamed of himself. Things only got worse. 2 days later, it was revealed that he overdosed, and YG Entertainment confirmed that he was under intensive care for a substance overdose. In this difficult time for everyone, more reports came forward. That wasn't in his favor at all. It was revealed he was regularly taking sedatives during his military service. And in the Korean military, you are not allowed to take ingestible medication while being on the base, but this medication was prescribed to him. That was a very tough 2-3 weeks for him, his family and fans involved. Back-to-back news updates and articles was being written against him. Fans were worried about their unconscious idol on the hospital bed, and the media wasn't letting the family breathe. In fact, his mother released a statement crying for media to stop adding to their worries. When a report claimed that T.O.P is fine and he's just sleeping peacefully on the hospital bed, this is what his mother had to say: "My son is still unconscious," and reading articles that say he's deep in sleep is hurtful. Please edit and refrain from saying such things. We don't know how things will turn out. My son is in critical condition. I see my son dying, but I also see reports saying he's just sleeping. Isn't that wrongful reporting? Due to the lack of oxygen, he may have possible brain damage. Then the hospital held an emergency press conference to discuss his condition and revealed he overdosed on benzodiazepine, a medicine to help fight anxiety. The doctors said they were unable to determine if he had consumed anything else, and explained how the carbon dioxide levels in his blood were at a dangerous level, to a point where he could have received brain damage. Notably, doctors who treated him confirmed that the media was spreading misinformation and he was still unconscious. When he gained consciousness, his family moved into another hospital. Because of all the media coverage and their privacy invasion, after being fully recovered, he again apologized and admitted to smoking weed 4 times with a simple statement, "I admit to everything." After that, T.O.P received 2 years of probation, with 10 months in prison if he violated probation. This sentence means that he will not be going to prison unless he goes against the prosecutor's orders in a 2-year time frame. If he does, he will go to jail. In his statements from that time, he shared he was suffering from depression and made wrong choices, and is willing to take any form of punishment. But on the same day of his trial, remember the trainee who revealed all of this under her criminal investigation? News came that they both were dating at that time, which again was another wrong turning point for T.O.P, because all that he and his family went through, netizens kind of softened for him. They were showing their pity for unrecoverable damage he suffered, but not after this dating news. She's a very controversial person, and in fact there is a list of her scandals and crimes she's involved in. She was a trouble for YG, and later sued him for trying to throw her under the bus and saving his idol's reputation. That's a whole case which I won't discuss here. Maybe in a separate video some other time. So she was sentenced to 4 years of probation and treatment sessions for smuggling and buying substances. After the dating announcement broke, T.O.P lawyer released a statement saying, during the incident, T.O.P was under mental distress and psychologically stressed out. He met with her when he was drunk and spontaneously decided to smoke with her. T.O.P is deeply sorry for what he did and regrets it a lot. He did drink heavily and took her suggestion, but he ended his relationship with her and stopped smoking. She didn't let that slide and broke her silence, and accused T.O.P and YG Entertainment of pinning the blame on her because she was a nobody, and he had so much more to lose in terms of reputation. She said, "He was the first to offer me. I never once forcefully persuaded him, and the liquid substance wasn't even mine." Then after that, when she sued YG, the whole back and forth, he said happened. Also at that time, a misinformation was being spread that T.O.P smoked substances with this trainee when she allegedly was a minor. And I want to confirm it's not true. She wasn't a minor in 2016 when this happened. She was actually 21 years old. And now I'm talking about his acting career. T.O.P is a very accomplished actor. He had received praise and precious awards for his acting work in the past, beside being a debuting as a rapper or idol, so there's no doubt about his talent. But these controversies had left a serious scar on his career. Like, he lost brand deals and also was banned from KBS, which is Korea's one of the biggest broadcasting companies. And if they ban you, that means your career is done. In fact, they have been banning idols and personalities involved in these cases and DUI case for years now. Like recently with whole Suga DUI case, a group of netizens was demanding them to ban or restrict Suga's appearances, and they released a statement basically saying, "Shut the up. We are not going to do that." Back on T.O.P a year later in 2018, he resumed his military service and was discharged in the mid-2019, and 2019 is the darkest year in K-pop history so far. That year, T.O.P's former bandmate Seungri and a few other idols' heinous crimes were exposed. Their whole burning sun and chat rooms. And you know what happens when people you had worked with for years get exposed for such acts? It's almost impossible that netizens wouldn't point fingers at him. Although he was not involved in the burning sun case in any way, he did face the heat and just laid low, which was honestly the best thing for him to do. Then in 2022, when BigBang had a comeback, it was announced he ended his contract with YG Entertainment. So his appearance in the Squid Game Season 2 is first time after all these years. It's been 7 to 8 years since 2017, and the fact that he is still receiving the hate and people just don't want to see him on screen, besides being a good actor who can deliver a promising performance, shows that netizens just can't separate art from the artists, especially not in Korean entertainment. With the recent case involving Parasite actor Lee Seung-kyun, yes, from the Oscar-winning film, who faced investigations for illegal substance use and then tragically passed away. It's clear just how intense the scrutiny can be on celebrities. Even in 2024, unlike in other places, you don't get sympathy or well wishes for recovery. It can literally be a career ender and sometimes even life ending. after the actor's passing, who had a 2-decade career. These heavy-handed reactions started pouring in and really sparked outrage online. Like one person commented, "Aren't celebrities human? People can make mistakes in their lives. It's so sad." And that's the main issue with the Korean entertainment industry. Actors and idols are not seen as humans. These ridiculous standards are placed on them, almost as if they're supposed to be angelic and flawless. I could go on about this all day, but if you're watching, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Moving on, the Squid Game director responded to the allegations that T.O.P was cast due to favors. He denied this, saying his character in season 2 is critical, and after extensive auditions, he genuinely earned the role. There's no statement from T.O.P himself, which might be a good thing. Once the show releases, people will see his performance, and I truly believe he'll do a great job. This could literally be the turning point for him, helping people move on from his past. Also, people are speaking up now after the Parasite actor's death. Director Bong Joon Hee and others in the industry spoke out against how the media and police handle high-profile cases like these, calling out how it's become all about sensationalism. Bong Joon Hee, who directed Parasite, actually protested against the media and police. He believes drug allegations and similar investigations shouldn't face such extreme public pressure, as it negatively affects everyone's mental health. Look, I get that drug abuse is taken seriously in Korea, and I respect that. But what bothers me is how the public and online trolls seem to have way too much power over celebrities' careers. There's no real action taken against those who bully idols with things like funeral wreaths, which they call boycotts. These punishments from the public are often harsher than the actual legal consequences. I think I've said enough on this topic, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to watching T.O.P and Squid Game. Thanks for tuning in.